Hello, my name is Rob from Limonade Media, and today I want to talk to you about how our clients generate leads using Google and now ChatGPT. Something's changing, something's shifting. Before, most of our clients used to get leads from one place. That was Google. But now I have clients who are getting leads from Gemini, ChatGPT, and all these other large language models. And they have many labels, but at the end of the day, they're engines and machines that are helping you get your ideal client and get more clients, right? And the last video I spoke about the difference in between having a template website and having a website led by strategy. The difference is that one is actually thought out for the potential client you're looking for, and the other one is just a template you enter data into, right? This shift in ChatGPT and AI models and other types of search that people are using is something you need to pay attention to. Because, for example, a search before where it said wedding planner Puerto Rico or wedding photographer Puerto Rico, before it was just a regular query you were entering Google. But now you have people actually planning a wedding or on ChatGPT. And there's an opportunity, for example, for my wedding photography clients and my wedding planner clients to actually land a client when somebody's actually planning their wedding. How? Because we're answering questions that actually help that potential client plan their wedding or get closer to planning their wedding or get closer to thinking of who they're gonna hire, right? I have different types of clients. I have clients who set up solar panels. I have clients who move freight from one place to another, right? And they're all different kinds of clients, from personal trainers to even naturopathic veterinarian. But one thing is common in between all of them is the fact that people are searching for whatever services they're providing, and what people are searching for is to solve a problem that they can probably solve. So again, all these businesses are completely different industries, but there's one pattern, and that is that people search for something that they need, and when they do that search, they end up at my client's website getting those questions answered. For example, there's a big difference if somebody's looking for my client Christina and they type boudoir photographer near me. They're not just browsing photos and looking to see how beautiful the pictures are in a gallery. They're actually thinking of hiring someone to actually take those photos for them. That's why search leads tend to convert better, because they're a warmer lead. They already know what they want. They're just deciding if you're the candidate and you're the person that can solve their issue or provide the service they're looking for. For the last 10 months, we've been running an internal project called Laugh and Gear, and it's a travel project. The cool thing is it allows me to share some of the data that usually I can't share for my other clients, right? It also allows us to do a lot of testing and testing things out and seeing how search engines are actually bringing traffic to a site, right? There, if I have a theory on something, instead of using a client website or using a client project, I try it there, and then it's our project, nothing happens, we make the decision, we're able to move a lot faster than when we need to look for an approval for a client, but then we're also able to see results that are more tangible because we know what we're doing. So something interesting happened with one of these tests we did. I brought up a landing page for a private musician in Puerto Rico, and it's bringing the opportunity to a family member who is a musician, and some of the musicians I know, to get hired by people who want to have a very VIP luxury experience here in Puerto Rico, but they want to have a musician, right? In a matter of 3 days, we landed a lead, and that lead was a qualified lead that was looking for musicians to hire for a specific event. How did that happen? We created content that was very targeted to a specific type of audience, and thankfully that audience found us. The most interesting part is that lead didn't come from paid ads. It didn't come from cold outreach. I didn't have to be awkward and start offering these services to a complete stranger. The person actually needed something and they came to us. We didn't have to buy a promotion. We just spent some time, invested some time, created the proper landing page, and that landed us a more qualified lead than sometimes just buying ads where the people that are clicking or filling something out are not your ideal customer. Again, going back to how the shift is going over to ChatGPT, there is something really interesting happening. ChatGPT and all these AI models help you answer a question very quickly. So when you're designing a website, you have to take that into consideration, because your potential client or that potential lead they rather have the answer very quickly. So when we're designing now, we're using some of these techniques. Though if somebody lands on the website, we give them the answer they want to build trust with them. And then if they want to proceed, that's fine, but they don't have to be going through hoops and hurdles to figure out what was the answer to the question they were looking for, right? People might write something as who offers SEO services, and all of a sudden our website might pop up. I want to make sure that that person quickly knows that we know what we're talking about and we're not another agency. Or for example, if somebody's looking for a wedding photographer, if they land on one of my clients' websites, I want them to quickly see the work they do, who they're working with, what venues they're working at, and pretty much the experience they have, so they can build trust with that website visitor quick enough to have that lead be generated. So tools like ChatGPT are already recommending websites. It's a matter of they're recommending your website or your competitors, right? Search is not disappearing, it's expanding. Now, people don't only search in Google. There is a lot of leads coming in from Google still, but there are more leads coming in from other sources like ChatGPT and other AI assistants. It doesn't matter where they're coming from, where the lead source is, if it's Gemini, ChatGPT, Google, Bing. At the end of the day, you publish content that answers questions, and eventually you're gonna start getting traffic, and eventually you're gonna start converting that traffic into actual leads, right? So the question is not, are people searching? Because they absolutely are. The real question is, are you publishing content that answers those questions and those searches? But more importantly, I also want to hear your feedback, how you're generating leads right now, and what opportunities you're looking for, and what kind of lead sources you're working with, right? Are you bringing leads through Google? Are you bringing leads through Facebook ads, Google ads? Are you buying media or something else? Leave it in the comments. And if you have any questions when it comes to SEO or generating leads with a website, or what I do best, which is conversion rate optimization, which means you convert that traffic that comes into your website into actual leads and eventually into actual customers, feel free to leave those questions in the comments and I can probably answer a few. At the end of the day, it's a matter of you thinking who's visiting your website, how they're visiting it, what they're looking for. A lot of people get very confused when it comes to SEO, and they make it more complicated than it needs to be. Yes, SEO is a science and there's a lot of things you need to learn, but if you don't know all the technicalities and you don't know and understand the science of SEO, the most important thing you can do is design a website and think of your potential customer and how they're going to interact on that website. The easier you make it for them, the more probable they are to contacting you. Even if you don't have an SEO expert or a designer or anybody on my team helping you, if you have that mindset, eventually your website will convert no matter what kind of platform you're using or what tools you're using. It's a matter of always making your client and your potential lead a priority. And let me end this video with this. When someone searches for you, it's not traffic, it's actual demand. When somebody's demanding something, it's an opportunity for you to close a deal. So my name again is Raul Colon from Limonade Media. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Send me a message. I'm gonna leave a few links where you can contact me. And more importantly, if you can subscribe to this channel and let us know and give us some feedback, that would be great. Thank you and have an awesome day.